During the golden age of Hollywood, being gay or homosexual was not openly accepted, yet many famous actors chose to live their truth in secrecy. The pressure to maintain a certain public image was immense, as careers often hinged on conforming to society's strict expectations. However, behind closed doors, several stars navigated personal relationships that defied the norms of their time. Here are 24 Golden Age actors who secretly had affairs with men, but publicly denied their true identities. Liberace. Liberace, a flamboyant entertainer, was closeted and never publicly acknowledged his homosexuality, though it was an open secret in show business circles. Despite testifying under oath that he was not gay and had never engaged in homosexual activity, few believed him. Liberace was known for his attraction to younger men, his prodigious sexual appetite, and his preference for rough trade. He hired Scott Thorson as his personal companion when Thorson was just 18, and some claim the two had a 5-year romantic relationship. The biopic Behind the Candelabra explores this relationship, with Michael Douglas portraying Liberace and Matt Damon as Thorson. Liberace denied all allegations, even during 2 lawsuits related to his sexuality. The first was against the Daily Mirror for an article laden with innuendos, and the second was filed by Thorson, who sued Liberace for $113 million after being dismissed. The case was settled out of court in 1986. In a 2011 interview, actress Betty White confirmed Liberace was gay and revealed she was often used as a beard to counter rumors about his sexuality. Laurence Olivier. Since his death, multiple biographers have claimed that Laurence Olivier was bisexual. Donald Spoto, one such biographer, suggested that Olivier had a relationship with actor Danny Kaye. However, Olivier's widow, Joan Plowright, denied this in her memoir. Terry Coleman's authorized biography of Olivier hints at a relationship with actor Henry Ainley, based on correspondence between the two. Olivier's son, Tarquin, dismissed these rumors as unforgivable garbage. Olivier was married 3 times, first to Jill Esmond, then to Vivian Leigh, and finally to Joan Plowright. Despite his marriages, rumors of his bisexuality persisted throughout his career, including claims of a decade-long affair with Danny Kaye. In his autobiography, Olivier admitted to being attracted to Kaye but denied acting on those feelings. His official biographer also found evidence of a same-sex affair in Olivier's youth with Henry Ainley. Cary Grant. Cary Grant famously denied being gay during his lifetime, quipping, "I don't care what people say. Hell, I'm not going to go through life with one hand tied behind my back just to please a few people." Despite his denials, his close relationships and enduring rumors have made him a key figure in discussions about closeted Hollywood stars. Grant was married 5 times, but rumors of his relationships with men persisted for decades, fueled by his close friendships and shared living arrangements. One of the most talked about aspects of Grant's life was his relationship with actor Randolph Scott. The two shared a Malibu beach house for over a decade in the 1930s and 1940s, leading many to speculate about their romantic involvement. Photos of the pair lounging by the pool and cooking together added fuel to the rumors. Studios worked hard to frame their relationship as a bromance, pairing them with female stars to counter speculation. Grant's relationship with openly gay costume designer Ori Kelly, with whom he lived early in his career, is another point of discussion. Ori Kelly wrote about their deep and romantic bond in his memoir, though it was not published until decades later. Another name linked to Grant is Scotty Bowers, a Hollywood fixer who claimed in his memoir, Full Service, to have arranged same-sex encounters for Grant and other stars. While Bowers' accounts have been contested, they added to the narrative surrounding Grant's private life. Ramon Novarro. Ramon Novarro, a prominent actor of Hollywood's silent and early sound eras, was widely recognized for his secret relationships with men during a time when homosexuality was not publicly accepted. Known for his roles in films like Ben-Hur, 1925, Novarro carefully concealed his personal life to preserve his career and avoid societal backlash. Despite his public image as a romantic leading man, his relationships with men were an open secret among Hollywood insiders. Tragically, his sexuality became a focal point in his untimely death in 1968, when he was brutally murdered during a robbery. Sensationalized reports unfairly emphasized his sexuality, overshadowing his career achievements. Charles Laughton. Charles Laughton's bisexuality was corroborated by several contemporaries and is generally accepted by Hollywood historians. Scotty Bowers alleged in his memoir Full Service that Laughton was in love with Tyrone Power and that his sex life was exclusively homosexual during a period of his life. After his marriage to Elsa Lanchester, Laughton began to come to terms with his homosexuality, which he had pursued discreetly since the 1920s. He eventually had sustained relationships with men and felt an impulse to teach, mentoring actors like Marilyn Monroe and Shelley Winters. Laughton also returned to the stage as both an actor and director. James Dean. James Dean, the quintessential rebel of the 1950s, lived a life that defied conventions. His bisexuality was an open secret among his peers, with whispers of relationships with both men and women. Dean's charm attracted numerous admirers, including influential men in Hollywood. His rumored relationship with producer Rogers Brackett was particularly noted, as Brackett is said to have played a significant role in advancing Dean's career. Despite the rumors, Dean's enigmatic persona allowed him to remain a captivating figure. His untimely death at 24 cemented his legacy as a cultural icon, leaving behind questions about what he might have revealed had he lived longer. Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson. One of Hollywood's most iconic leading men, was known for his dashing looks and charismatic on-screen presence. Behind the scenes, however, Hudson's private life was a closely guarded secret. While publicly linked to numerous actresses for appearances, he was romantically involved with several men during his career. His homosexuality was an open secret in Hollywood, but the fear of scandal kept him silent. Hudson's close friends and colleagues protected his secret, understanding the risks he faced in a homophobic industry. Tragically, Hudson's battle with AIDS in the 1980s brought his private life into the spotlight, making him one of the first major celebrities to die of the disease. Montgomery Clift. Montgomery Clift was a trailblazer in Hollywood, bringing a new level of emotional depth to his roles. Off-screen, Clift was a deeply private man who struggled with his sexuality. He was romantically linked to both men and women, maintaining discreet relationships with male partners throughout his career. Clift's friendship with Elizabeth Taylor was one of his most notable connections, as she remained a confidant and ally as he navigated the pressures of fame and secrecy. Clift's struggles with substance abuse and his tragic early death at 45 have often been linked to the stress of hiding his true self in a judgmental industry. Anthony Perkins. Anthony Perkins, best known for his role as Norman Bates in Psycho, lived a life marked by duality. While publicly married to photographer Barry Berenson, Perkins had numerous relationships with men, including a rumored affair with dancer Rudolf Nureyev. Perkins' bisexuality was an open secret in Hollywood, but he remained cautious about revealing too much. The era's stigma forced him to compartmentalize his personal and professional lives. Perkins' life was tragically cut short when he died of AIDS-related complications in 1992, but his legacy as a complex and talented actor endures. Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando, a revolutionary figure in Hollywood, was open about his fluid sexuality later in life. Known for his groundbreaking performances and rebellious spirit, Brando admitted to having had relationships with men, including rumors about a liaison with actor James Dean. Brando's candidness about his experiences was rare for his time, breaking taboos in a highly conservative industry. One of the most talked-about rumored relationships in Brando's life was with fellow actor James Dean. The two were said to have shared an intense, though possibly tumultuous, connection. While neither Brando nor Dean ever publicly confirmed a romantic relationship, numerous biographers and Hollywood insiders have speculated about their bond. Tab Hunter. Tab Hunter, the blonde, blue-eyed heartthrob of 1950s. Hollywood lived much of his life hiding a significant secret. He was gay. In an era when being openly gay could end a career, Hunter carefully maintained a public image of the all-American heterosexual leading man. Behind the scenes, however, Hunter was navigating a different reality. His most significant relationship was with figure skater Ronnie Robertson, though their connection was never public. Hunter also had a close relationship with Anthony Perkins, with whom he shared a romantic relationship in the 1950s. Their relationship ended as both men dealt with the challenges of maintaining their careers in a hostile environment. Hunter eventually came out in his 2005 memoir, Tab Hunter Confidential. Randolph Scott. Randolph Scott, one of Hollywood's most iconic leading men, never publicly addressed his sexuality, but rumors have swirled for decades, mostly centering around his relationship with Cary Grant. The two lived together in a Malibu beach house for over a decade in the 1930s and 1940s, leading many to speculate about their romantic involvement. Photos of the pair lounging by the pool and cooking together added fuel to the rumors. While Scott married twice, some believe his marriages were a way to keep up appearances. Whether or not Randolph Scott was gay remains a mystery, but his close bond with Cary Grant has made him a fascinating figure in Hollywood history. Sal Mineo. Sal Mineo's sexuality and secret relationships with men are widely supported by historical accounts. Best known for his role as Plato in Rebel Without a Cause, 1955, Mineo was described by peers as a sensitive and introspective individual. By the 1960s, Mineo became increasingly involved in artistic projects that explored themes of homosexuality. He directed and starred in Fortune and Men's Eyes, 1967, a play about homosexuality and prison life, and played a bisexual character in P.S. Your Cat is Dead, 1976. In a 1972 interview, Mineo discussed his bisexuality, an admission rare for Hollywood actors at the time. Mineo's murder in 1976 became a flashpoint for speculative and often cruel commentary, reinforcing the prejudices of the era. Farley Granger. Farley Granger, renowned for his roles in Alfred Hitchcock's Rope and Strangers on a Train, led a personal life that was discreetly complex, especially concerning his relationships with men. In his memoir, Include Me Out: My Life from Goldwyn to Broadway, Granger candidly discusses his bisexuality and details his romantic involvements with both men and women. One of Granger's significant relationships was with playwright Arthur Laurence, whom he met in the late 1940s. Granger also had a brief affair with composer Leonard Bernstein during the filming of Sid Street in 1949. Granger's most enduring relationship was with television producer Robert Calhoun, with whom he shared a partnership spanning over 3 decades. Clifton Webb. Clifton Webb never directly acknowledged his homosexuality, but he never hid it either. Known for his roles as a gossip columnist on the silver screen, Webb was linked romantically to James Dean, though no proof of this relationship exists. Webb never married and was often seen with his mother at parties and premieres. His sexuality was assumed due to his mannerisms, dress, and behavior, which defied the strictly enforced gender roles of the 1940s and 1950s. Webb's co-worker Robert Wagner stated that he knew Webb was gay, and Scotty Bowers claimed to have arranged encounters for him. Webb's life paved the way for future LGBTQ actors in Hollywood. Dirk Bogarde. Dirk Bogarde was in a long-term relationship with his manager Anthony Forwood for almost 40 years. His sexuality was an open secret within the entertainment industry, but Bogarde never publicly acknowledged his relationship or came out as gay. In 1961, Bogarde took a bold step by starring in Victim, a groundbreaking film where he portrayed a gay man caught in a blackmail scheme. This role demonstrated Bogarde's dedication to meaningful storytelling, even at the risk of backlash. Despite his success, Bogarde navigated the complexities of his private life with discretion, balancing fame with the need to keep his identity hidden. Richard Chamberlain. Richard Chamberlain, one of TV's most beloved leading men, kept his homosexuality a secret for most of his career. He was involved in a long-term relationship with actor Martin Rabbitt for many years, but chose not to publicly disclose his relationships due to concerns about his acting career. Chamberlain finally came out in his 2003 memoir, Shattered Love, reflecting on the immense pressures of Hollywood's golden age and the ongoing stigma faced by LGBTQ actors. John Gielgud. Sir John Gielgud, a distinguished British actor, faced significant challenges as a gay man during a time when homosexuality was both socially stigmatized and criminalized in the United Kingdom. In 1953, Gielgud was arrested for soliciting homosexual acts, a charge that subjected him to public scrutiny. Despite this, he received a standing ovation during his next stage performance, signaling a disconnect between public affection for his artistry and the era's legal and social prejudices. Gielgud maintained a discreet yet enduring relationship with his partner Martin Hensler, who remained his companion until Hensler's death. Tyrone Power. Tyrone Power, known for his dashing good looks and magnetic performances, led a private life that didn't always align with the heteronormative expectations of Hollywood's golden age. While married 3 times, Power was widely rumored to have had relationships with men, including actor Cesar Romero. His bisexuality was an open secret among Hollywood insiders, but his personal life was carefully managed by studio executives to maintain his appeal to audiences. Power's untimely death at 44 left many questions unanswered, but his enduring legacy as a talented and complex individual adds depth to his story. Van Johnson. Van Johnson, a prominent Hollywood actor from the 1940s and 1950s, was widely rumored to be gay, though he never publicly acknowledged his sexuality during his lifetime. His clean-cut, all-American image made him a beloved leading man, but it also required him to conform to the rigid expectations of a conservative society and industry. Johnson's marriage to Evie Wynn was reportedly orchestrated by MGM Studios to dispel rumors about his sexuality. Despite his struggles to conform to societal norms, Johnson is remembered as a talented actor who starred in films like The Human Comedy and Brigadoon. Roddy McDowall, a child actor who appeared in films like How Green Was My Valley and Lassie Come Home, was never married and had no children. Although he never came out publicly, it was well known that McDowall was gay. He often played camp, frustrated bachelors in his later career. McDowall died from lung cancer in 1998 at the age of 70. James Whale. James Whale, the director of classic horror films like Frankenstein and The Invisible Man, was openly gay in a conservative industry. Whale's relationships with men were no secret, but his career suffered as Hollywood's tolerance waned. His life and struggles were later depicted in the film Gods and Monsters, highlighting the complexities of being a queer artist in a restrictive environment. Michael Redgrave. Michael Redgrave's bisexuality was discussed in depth in the BBC documentary Michael Redgrave, My Father, narrated by his son, Corin Redgrave. Redgrave's male lovers included Noel Coward and Bob Michel, with whom he had a long-term relationship. Despite his bisexuality, Redgrave remained married to Rachel Kempson for 50 years. He died in 1985 of Parkinson's disease, leaving behind a legacy of complexity and talent. George Nader. George Nader, a leading man of the 1950s, sacrificed his career to protect his close friend Rock Hudson from being outed. Nader's own homosexuality was an open secret, but he lived a discreet life with his partner Mark Miller. Nader's decision to prioritize his personal integrity over his career has made him a quiet hero in LGBTQ history. Martin Sheen. Martin Sheen, a revered figure in Hollywood, has long been celebrated for his acting talent and advocacy for social justice. Rumors of Sheen's secret relationships with men have circulated for decades, though he has never publicly confirmed or denied these claims. At a time when such relationships were taboo, Sheen is said to have navigated these liaisons with discretion, ensuring his private life remained out of the public eye. As his career flourished, Sheen became an outspoken ally for LGBT rights, adding weight to the speculations surrounding his past. These actors and their stories reflect the complex interplay between identity and industry in classic Hollywood. Their courage and talent have left an indelible mark, inspiring future generations to live authentically and pursue their passions fearlessly.